the December 12th meeting of the Board of Education's Facilities Committee. Time is 6:31. We'll call the roll. You going to call the roll? I call the roll.
I can call the roll if you like.
Excellent. Thanks. We'll get you warmed up.
Thanks. Mr. Gilbert? Mr. Crispin?
Present?
I'm present. Mr. Runkle? Mr. Elam? Mrs. Sebastian?
Here.
Mrs. Reese?
Present.
All the way down at the end.
Okay, on to section 3. Any additions to tonight's agenda? None? On to section 4, communications, meetings, announcements. On to section 5, items for discussion, subcommittee reports. I'll go through Peterson's update from today's core meeting. Masonry veneer installation continues, area 1 and 8 and 9. Classroom wing, kitchen, and gymnasium. Window installation is progressing and will continue to follow the masonry veneer installation. Building is fully enclosed and work continues with temporary heating equipment in place. Metal stud framing work is ongoing in area 7 and 9. Administration and classroom wing. Drywall hanging is ongoing in areas 5 and 6, the classroom wing, or those are both classroom wings. The drywall finishing work follows right behind it. Painting is begun in 5 and 6. Overhead mechanical and electrical work along with in-wall rough-in work is ongoing throughout as needed. Site work is wrapped up for the year. At the athletic field, contractors, we ran out of good weather and were unable to get the base course of asphalt completed, so we will be waiting until the spring. Other updates, we received the, if you remember, the manufacturer that was selected to do the flooring in the commons area, the cafeteria, and all the hallways. Of course, the tile we selected, they're no longer making. So they provided 2 options today. Looks a little bit different, but I've shared those with our teachers and the principals today, and hopefully we'll get some feedback from them tomorrow. If you hadn't heard, we've awarded the contract for the synthetic turf project to Maumee Bay, and we are now under contract and in the design phase in finalizing colors and logos and field naming, fonts, and that kind of stuff. Lori, anything else you'd like to add?
We did get a list of alternates. I think Glenn Renner with Peterson had put those together a while ago, and the people in the core meeting suggested that we wait until January or February once maybe the construction manager would release a little more contingency and then determine which of those we might be able to do. So he has a priority list, like we've already done the first 3 to get the 5th grade wing accomplished, and then there's from there one that wasn't on the alternate list that I have strongly suggested we get on the alternate list is bleachers for the gym. So it's kind of there, but it's the funding for it is not. So was there anything else, Mr. Crispin?
So we had submitted the field house plans to get a permit. Those were kicked back with two concerns. One was a partial wall dividing concession stand and storage, and sharing an exit, and that cannot be, so we're going to eliminate that wall. And then the other issue was should we have male and female officials at the same time, the referee locker room we needed to come up with a solution for the restrooms. And so rather than having a partition there, we are going to just have a wall and a door, and so there's privacy there. Regrettably, we have to submit the drawings all over again in order to get the permit. So given the holidays, we probably won't see those until the beginning of the new year. Trying to think what else. We went through the numbering for all the rooms and kind of cleaned that up a little bit. So wayfinding is easy for little ones, and the way they had it was a little bit chaotic, and so I think that's going to be a little bit easier. I know it will. Yeah, that's really been Todd's project. I think he's done a great job working with, I can't recall the company Peterson was working with, but to pretty practical key plan for the building.
I think it's Shaw's. I think it's Shaw's.
It is Shaw's, and thank you. And so, yeah, some of their numbers were a little out of whack. They think we're a lot bigger than we really are. So, but that's been finalized, and I think it's a real common sense, practical plan for keys for the building. We're still waiting for numbers, a cost for the culvert to be able to put in the access road as well as the sidewalk from the back of this parking lot to the stadium.
Yeah, and besides that road, the access road, we are still waiting to hear back from ODOT. Today it was determined we submitted those to the Ohio Department of Transportation on October 10th. So those should be coming any day because they're supposed to respond within 45 days. So I don't know with the holidays if somebody was in and out, but we're expecting to hear yesterday.
Yeah, right. So yeah, walked through it last week, and it's nice to be able to see the things that I just read off actually happening. So a lot of drywall, a lot of mudding, sanding, and lots of dust. So yeah, home bleachers are going up. I think they're still waiting on the permit for the press box. Thank you for bringing that up. Yep. And that's the K-5 and athletic updates as I have them. Questions, comments?
Areas 5 and 6, is that kindergarten, first grade? Is that the north end of the building?
That is the north end.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Too bad the weather didn't hold out for that last of the asphalt.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll be okay. The cost is the
Right.
thing we got to keep our fingers crossed on. Yep. If no other comments or questions, we'll turn to item B for hearing of the public. Anybody wishing to address the Facilities Committee? No? Our next meeting, I grabbed, we did not fill that in. I think we're looking at January.
Do you think we'll need a meeting then? Because I think everyone's going to be off a week or two over the holidays. It's up to you.
Let's pencil it in.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go ahead with January 9th at 6:30 right here in Bethel Hall. And I'll check with Jeremy and Jason and company, and if none is needed, we'll look to cancel. Item 6, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll move.
And I'll
Moved by
second.
Mr. Elam, seconded by Mrs. Sebastian. Mrs. Hegman, if you'd call the roll, please.
Mr. Gilbert? Mr. Crispin?
Yes.
Mr. Runkle? Mr. Elam?
Yes.
Mrs. Sebastian?
Yes.
Mrs. Reese? Yes. I vote yes as well. 6:42.
This meeting adjourned. Thank you.